Good morning, humanoid. Hi, my name is Donna Brown. I'm a hypnotist and I'm an access consciousness facilitator. And I woke up this morning and I was all excited about what's happening in my life and all these clearings I've been doing. And I decided that it was time for me to share with everybody once again. So we're going to talk about excessive, compulsive, addictive overeating, because we're at that season where we're actually doing some of those things. It's the holiday season, and I looked up this morning after I started thinking, oh, I need to do this. I wonder how many, I had that thought, I wonder how much people gain over the holiday season. And it was like 0.2 pounds at Thanksgiving, and you gain 0.3 pounds at Christmas. It's like, wow. And it's 1 pound per holiday for the average American. So I don't know how other countries do it because I didn't look it up, but I just thought that's interesting. It's ridiculous. And it also brings on the sugar cravings. So I might be rambling a little bit because I haven't thought about how I'm going to explain some of this, but I am going to get to the clearing. It came up when I was doing the money class with people on a Monday night. There's a group of us that are doing the advanced How to Be Money book. And we started talking about some limitations, and all of us talked about what we were doing when it came to eating. And we have these little glitchy spaces that if we cleared them up, our health would be better, we'd feel better. So I explained to them I had done 6 hours worth of clearing on sugar and being addicted to sugar during the weekend, because I visited my grandkids. I started with the Halloween candy. I brought some of that Halloween candy back, and all that Halloween candy's gone, and that was supposed to be for my bar straits, okay? So I was really talking to myself as I'm eating the candy. So it wasn't giving me the effect. I wasn't enjoying it, or I was like just doing it. And it felt like there was a driver. So I cleared the sugar and some interesting things showed up, but I want to give you some definitions. So addictive is the idea that you can't change it. And for many, many years, I said I have an addictive personality. And when I've said I'm not doing it anymore, I don't do it anymore. So it's still a thought process and a choice. Compulsive is the necessity to do it. I didn't think I was compulsive, but thinking that I have to have that candy because it's sitting in my cabinet, oh my God, that was compulsive. And I went back to a couple of memories when I was doing the sugar clearing. And those memories were about, like, one Easter, I had a chocolate candy, and it was so cute and so pretty, and it was in this little foil. And I mean, it was one of the really nice ones, and we normally didn't get that. So I was in love with my little chocolate candy, and I decided to save it, and I put it in my room, and of course somebody ate it. It wasn't me. And that set up some compulsive things, like I have to do it right now and I have to get it done and no one's going to take it. I live alone. Who is going to eat that stuff? Nobody. Okay, but I was still running that program. And then obsessive is where we keep trying to figure it out so that we can get it right, so that we can try not to do what we've decided is wrong with us. Wow. And everything that is, can you destroy and uncreate it all? And then we're going to use the access consciousness clearing statement. That is good, bad, right, wrong, POD, POC, all nine shorts, boys and beyonds. And that's kind of like the magic wand that takes the energy of that away. So everywhere you're being addictive, compulsive, and obsessive when it comes to eating or sugar, can you destroy and uncreate all that? You say yes at this point, and then you run the clearing statement. So I'll run it in my head, but you also run it, and I've done a link so that you know a link to the clearing statement. Yes. So when we define something as a necessity, that we have to do it, and we believe that we don't have a choice not to do it, then we don't recognize where the choice is. We totally let go of the choice. So I've come up with some clearings, And I want to give you these clearings. So again, I have a PDF for everybody, and it's on the PDF. And what you can do is you can say these clearings over and over and over again. Or what you can do is you can record them. In January, I plan to have a class. You need to be on my mailing list, so you'll have to email me if you want to get on my mailing list. And I'm going to have a class, and basically I'm going to do a bunch of recordings, a ton of recordings. I've already did a bunch of sugar stuff, so I will give people those recordings so that you too can start setting yourself free. And go ahead and enjoy your holiday seasons. Gain your 1 pound if you want to. I'm choosing not to do that this year. I'm going to make some different choices. And I plan on clearing myself daily when it comes to the overeating, compulsive eating, holiday eating. So you may see some more pop-up videos. So here are the questions that I'm giving you, and I want to talk to you about how you use them. I love this. So how much overeating am I using to feed the anger that I have locked into my body to maintain a particular energy or a particular vibration that I become addicted to? Am I choosing? Yeah, and everything that is sons of God's name, we destroy and uncreate it all. And again, we use the Access Consciousness Clearing Statement, good, bad, right, wrong, pod, poc, all 9 shorts, boys, and beyonds. Now, this question can be used in a different way, and I've given you some inserts. So instead of how much overeating, you can say how much holiday eating am I using to feed the guilt that I've locked into my body to maintain a particular energy or particular vibration that I become addicted to? Am I choosing? Everything that is times of God's name, we destroy and uncreate it all. And then you run the clearing statement. You know, we have some anger, rage, fury, hate, blame, shame, regret, guilt. Those are all distractor implants, and those are the ones I've given you for that question. So how much overeating am I using to feel the shame that I have locked into my body to maintain a particular energy or a particular vibration that I've become addicted to? Am I choosing? That had a lot of energy for me, yes. And then I run the clearing statement. And the reason why I'm not running the clearing statements like I had in the past is because they've asked us not to do these clearings, that we need to be giving classes and we need to be giving people clearings during the classes instead of in open formats. So I'm giving you tools, and if you choose, you can join me in January. So that's the first question. You can start letting go of all the distractor implants. We do have, sometimes when you hear the questions, you don't feel or sense anything, but if you repeat them a few times, all of a sudden information starts coming up because you've taken off a layer of where you've just totally ignored it or you're not looking at it. Then you take another layer off, and then you take another layer off, and then you start getting to where you recognize what you're doing and you want to make those shifts. And then I got another, I've got 2 more questions that I've given you. How many feelings are you using to create the overeating you are choosing? So when you want to go eat the Halloween candy that you got left in the baggie and it's way too much, how many feelings are you using to create that overeating you're choosing, that wanting that you're choosing? And then you clear that. And then how many no or not feelings are you using to create the overeating you are choosing? And I made it first person, so you'll be saying I am choosing because it's first person for you. When I clear people, I say you are choosing. When you're doing it, you say I am choosing. Okay. Now that's an interesting question. And the first time I ran it, I'm like, this doesn't make sense to me. But I'm not wanting to feel my feelings, so I am eating. And that's what I'm choosing. And I noticed when I'm bored, that's what I do. So instead of saying, what can I add to my life? I'm like, let me sit on the couch and turn on Netflix and eat. Interesting choice. And again, it is a choice. So we got to remember, return to sender with consciousness. So you may get some things that you've seen your family do, your mother, your father, your sisters, your brothers, your husband, and you've started joining them in those habits. So return to sender with consciousness. And again, who does this belong to? Because every time I ask who does this belong to, it keeps going back to the same person and the same person and the same person. And I saw a lot of crazy around food. So I have done crazy around food, and I'd like to be free of that. So it's a choice. So here's what happens when you do all that clearing. And this is funny. This is funny, okay? So I did all that clearing, and yesterday I went to the store, and I was going through the store, and there's this whole aisle of candy and whatever. And so I have a habit that I have not done any work on, that I go up and down every aisle just in case I'm going to miss something, right? So interesting point of view, I have that point of view. Interesting point of view, I have that point of view. Interesting point of view, I have that point of view. And if I didn't have that interesting point of view, what could I do and choose? So I'm going down this aisle, and I'm like, this is so interesting. I didn't want to look at it. I didn't want to touch it. I wasn't interested in if there was new candies. I wasn't interested if there was new chips. I really wasn't. I was like, wow, that sugar clearing that I did really freed me. It felt so good. And then I went down another aisle, and I had some specifics that I was going to pick up. There was two things that I wanted to get from that store. So they were on the other aisle, and they had this little, where they stack things up. And this is what they had. They had this huge box of cinnamon roll pillows, which I'd never seen before, okay? This huge, huge box. And it's $1, okay? $1. And I picked the box up and I stuck it in the basket. Now, normally when I see cereals at good prices, I pick them up for my grandkids, but my grandkids recently moved, okay? And there's just me in the house. And I recognized I'm bringing this crap food into my house, and then I potted and pocked that, because if I say it's crap food, it's going to be crap food in my body. And I'm choosing not to do that anymore. And I said, I looked at it and I'm like, but I'd actually like to taste it. I want to taste what that's like, because I can't imagine what a cinnamon roll pillow with stuff in it is going to taste like. So I chose to buy the box of cereal. And then I got home, and I was supposed to have lunch, and we were waiting. It was a late lunch. It was 3 o'clock, but then she was running late, and then I had a client coming at 5. So that wasn't going to work for either one of us. So it's about 4 o'clock, and I said, you know what? I'm starving, and I need to eat before my client comes, because I'm not going to be done. I'll be with her for an hour and a half or 2 hours. So I need to eat. So I decided to go ahead and eat it. And I picked up the cinnamon rolls, and I said, I'm going to have a good time eating this. And I may never finish that box. I may save that box for when my grandkids come 6 months from now. I enjoyed myself. I didn't judge myself. I didn't feel bad about eating the cereal. And I did not get, normally after I eat crap cereal, I get this headache. I did not get the headache. So it's interesting. Hasn't changed my habit of wanting the food, but it changed the way I feel about the food. And I have no desire, normally when I pick up a box of cereal and start eating it, I just continue eating it until it's gone. I have no desire to have that today. That's, I'm not going to do that. So it shifts the way you start feeling about the foods that you are choosing. And you're making choices, because I chose to do it instead of I have to do it. And I realized, and this is even more interesting, that whenever something's on sale and it's a really good deal, I have to buy it, whether I'm going to want it or not. So it opened up this whole other aspect of thing that I do, which is the awesomeness of access, is that as you start letting go of stuff, you start seeing your stuff. It starts showing up, and you can let go of more and more and more. And the more stuff that we let go of, the more that we can choose. So again, my name is Donna Brown. I'm a hypnotist. I'm an access consciousness facilitator. And I am giving you a PDF with those clearings. I hope that they help you. And I'd like to see you in my class in January. I probably will be doing it Zoom. You need to be on my mailing list for that. So Donna Brown Hypnosis at gmail.com will get you onto my mailing list. Just shoot me an email. Let me know that you're interested with your email address, and I will place you on my mailing list, and you will see when that class comes up. So may your day be just as interesting as mine, because what grand and glorious adventures can we have for the rest of today? Thank you.